Spiritual awakening is often misunderstood, especially in today's world where there's so much noise around it. It's easy to fall into traps that can stall your growth, or worse, keep you stuck in illusions you don't even realize you're trapped in. In this video, we're going to talk about the most dangerous mistakes people make during spiritual awakening, especially from a non-duality perspective. Some of these mistakes seem innocent, but they can delay real awakening for years. I'm here to help you avoid them so you can walk your path with clarity, not confusion. First, let's start with this. Awakening is not about becoming a better person. One of the biggest mistakes is thinking that spirituality means improving the you that is awakening. People start working on self-development, affirmations, and positivity, believing they are advancing spiritually. But in non-duality, true awakening is realizing there is no separate you to fix or improve. The person you think you are is part of the dream. Awakening isn't about making the dream more beautiful. It's about waking up from the dream altogether. Another major mistake is chasing experiences. Many people believe that spiritual awakening is about having constant bliss, visions, mystical experiences, or feeling high vibration energy. This trap is seductive. You may experience powerful energetic surges or profound meditative states early on. But these are just side effects, not the truth itself. The truth is stillness. The truth is what remains when all experiences come and go. Chasing experiences keeps you in the realm of the mind, still believing that something more needs to happen for you to arrive. Mistaking psychological shifts for true awakening is another huge trap. Feeling emotional release or having a mental breakthrough is wonderful, but it doesn't automatically mean ego death has occurred. A true awakening is the irreversible collapse of the belief in a separate self. It's not just a better mindset, it's the death of identity itself. Many confuse therapy breakthroughs, moments of deep insight, or temporary peace with full awakening. But from a non-dual perspective, awakening is not about having a better mental state. It's about seeing through the entire structure of mind and self. Another mistake is believing you can awaken through knowledge alone. Some people read hundreds of spiritual books, study non-duality teachings, memorize scriptures, and listen to endless talks, and yet remain caught in mind-based understanding. Awakening is not an intellectual achievement. It's not about becoming an encyclopedia of spiritual quotes. It's about direct experience, a living recognition of what you already are beyond thought, beyond mind, beyond conceptual knowledge. Attaching to a spiritual identity is another subtle danger. After a few glimpses of awakening, people start to believe they are now awakened beings, and unconsciously, a new ego is formed, the spiritual ego. This is even trickier than the original ego, because it hides under the mask of spirituality. You might start believing you are special, enlightened, or more conscious than others. In non-duality, true awakening leaves no one behind, because there was never anyone separate to begin with. If you believe you're superior, you're still trapped in separation. One of the most dangerous mistakes is rejecting ordinary life. Awakening is not about escaping into a cave or abandoning the world. Some people think that if they are truly awakened, they should live in constant meditation, detached from all human activities. But real non-dual realization embraces everything: relationships, work, emotions, even mistakes. Awakening doesn't pull you out of life. It frees you to live it fully, without illusion. Rejecting life is rejecting the very expression of being. Another trap is turning spirituality into a mission. People feel they need to save others, wake them up, spread the message. This often stems from a subtle egoic impulse to feel important, to feel needed. True awakening doesn't push an agenda. It radiates silently. It doesn't need recognition. Helping others naturally flows from compassion. But it's not about fixing the world. It's about recognizing there's ultimately nothing broken in the first place. Forcing awakening is another huge mistake. People get impatient. They try to break through by using techniques, forcing non-dual inquiry, or using psychedelics recklessly. While techniques and inquiries can point you toward truth, awakening cannot be forced. It happens when the conditions are right, and often when you least expect it. Forcing awakening usually strengthens the very sense of personal will that awakening dissolves. And speaking of psychedelics, mistaking psychedelic experiences for real awakening is an enormous danger. Psychedelics can temporarily collapse the ego and reveal glimpses of non-duality, but the integration of awakening is the true test. If you return from a trip thinking, "Wow, I saw God," but your everyday life remains unchanged, you haven't truly awakened. Awakening is permanent. It's a shift in your baseline reality, not just an altered state you visit. Not trusting the death phase is another dangerous pitfall. During awakening, you will inevitably go through the void or dark night of the soul. Everything you believed in will fall apart. It feels empty, meaningless, horrifying. Many people panic at this stage and try to rebuild their old life, thinking they made a mistake. But this phase is necessary. The death of meaning is what makes space for true being to reveal itself. Don't run from it. Don't fix it. Let it burn. Comparing your journey to others is another trap. You may watch spiritual teachers or YouTubers and think, "Why am I not having visions? Why am I not blissful all the time?" Every awakening unfolds differently. Some are dramatic, some are subtle, some are chaotic, some are peaceful. But remember, truth is not measured by outer appearances. It's about what's happening inwardly, the quiet dissolution of the personal self. Seeking validation for your awakening is also dangerous. You don't need anyone to confirm your experience. Awakening isn't something you can prove to others. If you need validation, it's a sign that some identity still remains. True awakening is silent. It doesn't advertise itself. Turning awakening into another goal is subtle but deadly. If you're trying to achieve enlightenment, you're already missing it. Enlightenment is not a future event. It's not a reward for effort. It's what you are right now, beneath the layers of seeking. The seeker must collapse before the truth is seen. You cannot seek what you already are. You can only stop looking elsewhere. Finally, the most dangerous mistake is believing that awakening makes life perfect. Awakening doesn't mean you'll never feel pain again. It doesn't mean you'll never have challenges. Pain still arises. Emotions still come and go. Problems still appear. But after awakening, they are seen for what they are. Temporary movements within consciousness, not problems for a separate self. Suffering ends because the one who suffers is seen as an illusion. In closing, if you're walking the path of awakening, be gentle with yourself. Be watchful. Don't fall into these traps. The truth is much simpler, much quieter, and much closer than your mind can imagine. Awakening is not about becoming something. It's about realizing what you've always been. Pure awareness, pure being, beyond time, beyond identity. Thank you for watching. If this resonated with you, stay tuned. In upcoming videos, we'll go even deeper into the non-dual journey, the death of the ego, and the beauty of living without a separate self. Until then, remember, the greatest thing you can ever discover is that you were never lost.